Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Design Highlight. In this video, take a look at Ilya Zakharovsky, 3D artist, content designer from Auckland, New Zealand. And what caught my attention was this mechanical turtle. Let's take a look at that first. This is a very nice turtle made in 3ds Max, Maya, Photoshop, V-Ray. I very much like the legs right here. Just a very interesting leg shape. I like these pipes, these tubes. And as always guys, I like when artists provide a wireframe view. I always like to look at nice clean wireframes. So that's always a treat. I also like this medical bot. I just like the amount of detail, and I always like it when you combine cloth with mechanical designs. I mean, I very rarely do that, but I always like when artists kind of incorporate softness along with hardness. And so this is a very funky looking mechanical robot, but it's very flexible, so it can get into hard to reach spots as well. I also like chunky truck designs. Let's take a look at some of these. I've always liked big, beefy truck designs with big, bold shapes like this. So, I always like it because it looks nice and simple in terms of its primary shape, but you've got some nice secondary and tertiary shapes that really kind of give it some nice detail. So it's not lacking on detail. I very much like these tires as well. I also like the rendering style here. It's not too fancy. It pretty much, there's no like textures or scratches, so it just shows off what the truck would look like in pristine, clean condition. And I also like this design right here. I like the color scheme. I like the shapes of the doors. I think it's always nice to see a good cockpit design here. So once again, there's enough detail to make it look functional, but it's not overloaded with detail. So I very much appreciate that. This time we got some like some banged up bump maps here to make it look a little bit damaged, a little worn. You got some nice realistic details. You got like backup tires and things like that. It's little crates here. Ilya was also inspired by Pepara. Paul also liked to make these kinds of space vehicles that kind of push along the bigger vehicles. Let's take a look at these as well. So this is a heavy space tug, personal project I made in free time based on real-world vessels, tow trucks, and inspired by Paul Pepara art. So this looks just like something Paul Pepara would make. And he pretty much had these kinds of very functional ship designs where essentially whenever a bigger ship would need to like fit into a space dock or something or get unstuck, these ships would come along, kind of push the bigger ships into position. I also like the little ladders here for repair workers to be able to move around here as well. That's a really nice functional design. Thinking about how this would be used in a real world practical application. Here's another one. And here is a third one. I very much like the color here. I like how this is brighter yellow, this is darker yellow. I very much like that gradient in terms of lighting. So just obviously there's tons of details here, but whenever you're dealing with spaceships, they obviously need to have tons of detail, especially if they're being more practical. Obviously, you know, alien or futuristic spaceships can be very sleek and minimalistic, but when we're talking about near future spaceships, they're probably going to be very, very bulky and have tons of little details here. Also some very nice decals, such as no stepping on this. So be sure to check out Ilya's work. Link is in the description. Thank you for watching and take care.